When you discuss the difference between a cable terminal hybrid and a dual limb stop hybrid, it's really good to have a visual reference. This is the industry standard cam and a half or hybrid system. It uses fixed reference points on the cam to determine the optimal cam rotation. It is a fine system. It's obviously proven itself as one of the most accurate systems in the world, but it has its limitations as far as the shooter goes and as far as absolute tunability. We're going to go through some more things. We'll give you some pictures of what we mean a little bit later, but we're going to move on to the dual limb stop hybrid and why we decided to use a dual limb stop hybrid. Essentially, every bow, regardless of manufacturer, it doesn't matter whether it's a single cam, a dual cam, a binary, or a hybrid, has built-in tolerances in every component. Whether it be string diameters, string specs, limbs, limb deflections, coatings, they all affect how all the parts work together. On a cable terminal hybrid, you're trying to get all the parts to work together based upon what the cams are telling you. And like I said, you can manipulate it, but the real limitation is a lot of times when you get all the parts playing together, you may not have the let-off you want, you may not be able to change draw length on a really minute scale, or you may not get the feel that you want on the back end. Case in point being a lot of cable terminal hybrids to get 65% let-off, what do you do with them?
There's a lot of different guys do a lot of different scenarios, but it's basically all in it's all under control and some minute adjustments in the bus too. So is what basically I do to bring it in.
And in doing so, what you're doing is you're manipulating the rotation of the cam to get the peak, the holding weight that you want. Unfortunately, with a lot of cams, all you do is move one stop to a different setting, which all it does is interrupt the draw cycle. So the cam never gets to rotate over into its valley, so it can get really jumpy.
It can get jumpy, and another thing it can do is a lot of guys, I mean, that I speak for that come in here and the way they like their bow tune is on the Hoyt style bows, the terminal type, is they're within a 1/16 on their draw stop peg to their bottom control cable. So that's basically where they like them. But as Blake is saying, the tuning ability in these is all in the limb stop capacity of the stop. So
right. Essentially, what we've done is take the fixed position off of the cam, so that we could get all the parts working together the way that we want them to work, and then setting the draw length based upon moving the peg. What that allows you to do is, if you like 65% let off, but you don't like that interrupted feel, you want it to drop over, you can manipulate the cam and harness system and then move the stop so that you have 65% let off, or manipulate the holding weight. A lot of people would wonder, why do certain people like less holding weight? Some people just don't like that really relaxed feel. It can make the bow a little sloppy, it can make your release a little sloppy. Some guys are really hung up on the Pope and Young 65% let off rule. There's just a lot of different reasons, but essentially this cam, you can go high let off, low let off at the same exact draw length, on a draw board draw length, without changing performance. The key to doing that is when a cable terminal hybrid rolls over, and when it touches one of these cables, you're essentially micro shortening it. And when you do that, if you watch that loop, you can see some movement in it. Now this is really exaggerated because I'm yanking on it, but essentially it changes the way the bow recovers when one of those terminal points touches the control cable. Remember, that control cable affects knock travel and synchronization of the cams. So with something touching it, you have to find the perfect spot for every individual shooter to make it work the way it's supposed to. And you can do it, but it can be kind of finicky, and it doesn't give you a lot of options in setup. With this system, you can get everything working the way it's supposed to, and because it touches the limb and never touches the cable, now you don't pay the speed, knock, travel, vibration penalties that you would with some other cam systems. And the whole idea of this cam system was to create speed with shootability and adjustability. The other cam system that Xpedition offers is a single cam system. A lot of people really like the easy tunability and smooth draw that single cams offer. Traditionally, single cams have had the same small issue that hybrids have, in that when they rolled over, they affected, in this case, the yoke cable. When I shot competitively a lot with single cams, especially spots, highs and lows plagued me if my draw length wasn't exactly perfect. What a single cam allows you to do is interrupt at your perfect draw length, perfect let off. However you want to set the bow up again, you can set it up for your personal feel at your exact draw length, so you don't get the highs and lows. Very shootable system. It's not quite as fast as the hybrids, but it still remains pretty popular.